We're streaming live. All right, folks, my name is David Rutz. Welcome out this evening. It is 8 o'clock Eastern. So that means it is time to begin. This is not a recording. This is live. It's September, what is it, the 5th? September 5th, September 4th, 5th, September 5th. I've been traveling for Labor Day, just got home. So appreciate all of you. Hopefully you had a great Labor Day weekend. If you had Labor Day off, then maybe this opportunity is something where you can turn it into having Labor Day off every year and the day after by having a successful business. Someone asked you to come out and take a look at David Allen Capital tonight. My name is David Rutz. I happen to be doing tonight's presentation. I also happen to be the founder of the company, but we are made up of an amazing group of corporate team and independent agent leaders who are really helping DAC become a future household name. It's not yet, but we're on our way there. We've had some successful years and we continue to do amazing, but we're looking for some more agents, and we're going to tell you all about our business tonight in a short order. I'm going to go to a whiteboard. I'm not going to do a slide presentation like I usually do. You can get that from our website if you want to see that. But I'm going to do a brief overview of our opportunities so you can decide whether or not becoming an agent with DAC is something you want to do. I want to begin by saying this. Our passion is to help you succeed as an entrepreneur. Our business is designed to make becoming an entrepreneur as simple as possible through our business. We've taken away all the risk. You know, we believe most people would love to be a business owner if they could find a way to do so. If they could do so, to have the upside of business ownership, you know, no income ceilings, being able to take every day off if you want. Obviously, you got to have a successful business first, but owning your own schedule, basically, and being able to not have someone put their thumb over you and say what you can and can't do, but instead have the same freedom you have in your home on the weekends, right? And also, not only that, to make a major impact. You know, not all of us live forever. Right. And so it'd be nice to make an impact while we're here in this body, this earth suit we've got. Right. And so we believe in empowering people. We believe in offering people an opportunity. So if we could show you a way that you could start a business today, a business that would allow you to have all the upside potential of business ownership, a business that would allow you to not have an income ceiling, and a business that you'd be putting customers in a better situation because they met you. A business where you'd be marketing services that either save people money or get people access to money they otherwise can't get without you. And what if we could show you this business and give you all the training you need, give you all the websites you need, give you all the expertise you need, give you a proven model just like a franchise. We give you all of that. You can get started tonight. And what if there was no financial investment required to start? Nor next month or the following month or next year. Our business is a free model. We believe in empowering you with a great business. And if we've got good enough services and we've got good enough training and we've got good enough businesses, then you'll be able to get customers. We earn a percentage off the customers that you acquire. So just like in other companies where you can start a business, there's usually a fee to get started, and that fee gets money to the company, whether you make money or not. The products sometimes are really inflated in pricing so that they can generate a cap plan, and then it's hard to get customers. So really it's internal consumption instead of marketing. We don't believe in that. We don't buy into that. We believe in marketing great products and services that customers want to have, empower you on how to do it, and then pay you very well to do it, and we'll keep a percentage of the revenue that you create rather than making money on you. We'll share in the customer experience with you. So we better have some good services, wouldn't you agree? So that's David Allen Capital. We started in 2015. We've been profitable every year with this model. We've never charged a representative or agent of ours a penny in 5 years. I'm sorry, in 7 years, not for training. It's 8 years now. We started August 10th. So we're actually over 8 years old now. And so we've never charged a penny to anybody, ever. And we don't ever intend to. So if you believe that model, if it's working for the company, can it work for you? Well, let's take a look at some of the services we have. So our passion is to help you. Now, this company started as a business funding product, was our only product, business funding. Why? I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, and I know getting funds for businesses is one of the hardest things to do. It's working capital. And so generally what you have to do is put up your house as collateral or own the building you're in. Now, let's say you wanted to remodel your basement right now, or you wanted to go buy a house and you don't have the money to pay cash, or you wanted to put a new roof on and you wanted to borrow money to do it. And you can do that if you own your own house, if you have equity in it, right? If you have enough money in value in that house that you don't owe yet, you can sometimes borrow against that equity. That's how business loans are. Business loans, the only way a business can get a loan is, first of all, they got to have a great business and profitable, but they also have to have equity available in something they can put up as collateral. You know what that means? 80% of the people who own a business cannot get business loans. It's the most difficult thing to deal with as a business owner is getting access to funds. It's like if you need to put a new roof on and you don't have equity and you don't have a credit card, what do? That's what business owners face every single day. When I learned of something called revenue-based funding, I wanted to make that available to business owners. And that was our first product. So we have business funding. I'm going to show you what we've got. I'm going to go to a whiteboard here. We started with business funding, but we have other things. Now, you have an opportunity by joining David Allen Capital to market direct to business owners and direct to consumers. You market services. The cool thing is every model we have, here's prospective clients. These are business owners and consumers all over the United States. You simply inform them of these great services we have that I'm going to tell you about. They go to your website that we give you for free, that it's optimized, it's already converting, it's already explaining accurately. They fill out the form online and then experts take over. That's a group of experts there. Experts take over talking to your client for you. So you don't have to understand business funding, payment processing, ERCs, employee tax credits. You don't have to understand all this. All you have to do is learn enough to understand the value we're providing a customer, refer clients, prospective clients to your website and let the experts take over from there. Just then there was a giant boom of lightning and thunder. So if you saw that flash, no one's taking pictures. That was beautiful lightning outside my window. Anyway, let's talk about some of the services you can market. Now, what I say is if you're going to be a business owner, and I'm a business owner, I have been since I was a teenager, you always want to make an impact. You don't want to ever have to sell something. You want to promote things you believe in, but you don't want to convince people. If you do, that's short term. People who do that is short term. They jump from one thing to the next. But what if you had something you believe could really make an impact and you wanted to share? It's almost like if you marketed life jackets and you're working by a bunch of kayakers and hey, I got this thing called a life jacket. You zip up, you don't even know you have it on, and you can kayak. And in case you roll over, hit your head, you're going to float. That's not selling. That's informing. If they want one, great. If not, you move on. That's what we have is services like that, where you simply inform what you've got. Now, first one is business funding. We've partnered with something called Bank Breezy. What we do is we provide instant business funding, 100% online application. A business can go to our Bank Breezy partnership, fill out a form at your website, and they get an instant offer up to 10 grand in under 10 minutes. That's number one. Or they can get up to $2 million over the next day or two. And guess what? They don't have to put up real estate collateral. They don't have to own the building they're in. As you drive down the street and you look at all those retail strip malls like CVS, and next to it, there's a Chinese restaurant and a hair salon, and they don't own that building. They can't put that up as collateral because they don't own it. Only the landlord does. They can't get a business loan from their bank. Doesn't matter how rich they are. It doesn't matter how good their business is doing. Every business bank loan requires collateral. 80% of the businesses can't get approved for funding. I wanted to help them. You can help them too. You simply inform them that as long as they've been in business 4 months, as long as they're doing revenue, you inform them, they go to your website, they fill out a form. Generally, we can get them whatever they're doing per month in revenue. We can get them 1 to 2 times their monthly revenue today. Tomorrow, right? Now you got businesses out there. I've got so many clients. I got one in mind that I'm thinking of right now. They were an ice cream restaurant. They got funding from us. They got $15,000 only, but it was enough to buy new machines, generated more sales. And then they got another 15 from us. They generated more sales. And then they got 35,000 from us and bought a second location. And then from that 35,000, they just got 75,000 and bought a third location. They've expanded through the growth of their business through our funding. You would simply refer them. You don't have to have a license. On top of that, we have ERCs. Have you ever heard of the Employee Retention Tax Credit? Retention Tax Credit is something the government came up with for all the employers who retained their employees during the COVID crisis, who didn't lay them off. The ones who laid them off, unemployment came in, right? Government already paid for all that. But for all the ones who retained their employees and had some sort of pain through that, either sales reduced or some other negative impact from COVID, but yet they kept their employees, we call them rock stars, right? They're now getting some of their tax credits they paid on those employees back. The tax payments they made on those employees, they can get it back in the form of a credit. You know the problem? Most businesses don't know they're eligible. The IRS is not automatically telling them. They're not just sending it back. You have to file for it. We've got CPA and financial attorneys who can go out and determine a business's eligibility. It's very difficult. They can get up to $26,000 per employee back, and you can earn money for referring them, thousands of dollars. All right. You simply refer them again to your website. The experts take over. Let the CPAs and the tax attorneys determine what they're eligible for. You don't have to understand the tax law, nor do they as the business owner. They just fill out a form and let the experts take over. We have payment processing. You've ever heard of merchant processing? Merchant processing is when you go use a credit card. Do you know that restaurant has to pay a fee on that? That gas station pays a fee? Gas stations have gotten smart. Years ago, they were allowed to do something called pay at the pump credit price, pay inside cash price. It's called the cash discount. You've probably seen that. It's been out there for about 5 years. It's now legal in every type of business. So businesses are swooning to it. Why? Because they get less money. They only get about 96 cents per dollar when someone uses a credit card. It's like they're taking foreign funds at a lower exchange rate. It's not fair to them. So now they can get what we call cash discount payment processing. And if a customer wants to use a credit card, they pay a little higher price than if they're paying with cash, and it's all built into the system. You can refer that. Business owners love it, and you can get paid simply by referring a client. And we've got all the cool point of sale systems. The experts take over. They show them all the neat functionality, etc. We also have pay any day advances. We have a partnership with the people who used to run Western Union, and they launched a new company to bring digital pay cards to employees. And we'll give you up to half of your paycheck early and no interest. This is going to wipe away those payday loan companies. They're going to disappear. They won't be needed because of companies like ours, that we can refer them, that as long as the employer will pay them to their digital account that we set up for them, they can get up to half their paycheck 2 weeks early for free. Well, I'm sorry, they pay an ATM fee of $2.95 to get the money, $2.95. But other than that, there's no interest cost. What employee wouldn't want to have that? Wouldn't you want to refer that to giant employers? We've got some of the largest employers signing up for this because all they do is send the money to the employees. They take no risk. They send it right to this bank. So you can refer that to giant employers. Doesn't matter how big the employer is. How about healthcare? We've got a partnership with a health sharing plan that is just totally disrupting the way health insurance is done. Do you know my family, we're saving over $6,000, actually it's over $7,000 per year on my monthly premiums, and I've got better coverage, and I've got a deductible of only $2,500 a person rather than $4,000. If you've got health insurance and you're paying a high deductible and you're paying a high premium, we can save you money monthly. We can save you on deductible, and you'll pay less per month with our health sharing plan. And it works just like health insurance. You show the card, they submit the claim gets paid. Any uneligible coverage you cover, just like with health insurance, but the uneligible is a lot reduced in this compared to health insurance. You can market that to the businesses or individuals. So that's direct to business, and we're launching other business services soon. Consumers, you can launch the healthcare product. The plan I got my family on is available to everyone. You know, they can save money on their insurance. The only people we're not going to save money for is someone who's on the Affordable Care Act. Yeah, the Affordable Care Act health insurance plan, and they're real low income. We're not going to save them. The government's already given them free health care. But if someone's making more than $75,000 a year in their family, we're going to save them money with our plan. And we've got various plans. Again, the experts, licensed experts, talk to your customer. You just refer them and say, hey, it's saving money. Anyone we know who's gotten the free consultation can find a plan that can save the money. It's spectacular. And you can get paid every month residually for the life of the customer. And then we've got an ID Protect product. Why? Cybercrime is the #1 crime. Identity theft, #1 crime in the world. And when it happens to you, it's very costly, time consuming. Here are ID Protect. It's better than LifeLock, more coverage at a lower price. Now, if someone doesn't feel they need it, no problem. You just inform them. I don't need a life jacket. I'm a pro. There's a skateboard shop next door. I see all these kids skateboarding. I used to skateboard. I'm like, as a dad, I'm like, put a helmet on. As a kid, I was like, I don't need a helmet. I don't know how many minor concussions I got skateboarding without a helmet on, or riding BMX bikes without a helmet. Right? When we raced, we had to wear them. But when we're out practicing, we didn't wear helmets. Wouldn't you want to offer a helmet? Most people are going to say no. Some people don't want ID Protect. Some people will stick with their current healthcare. You just inform, you don't sell. But how many would say, why wouldn't I pay less monthly and have a lower deductible? Why wouldn't I protect myself and save off of ID Protect through a Costco or LifeLock? This is a better product than those. Why wouldn't, if I need business funding, why would I not say yes when the banks say no? Why wouldn't I get this credit back from the government? I don't understand how to do it. My CPA doesn't understand. This is an expert firm. That's what they do. Payment processing, of course, I'd like to say. So you refer and you get paid. That's what we do. You're not promoting ingredients. You're not selling why this product is better than the product at Costco. You're not selling why this product's better than the product you can drop ship from the carnivore diet or this diet or that diet. Hey, you may love that. You may be a wellness fanatic and love promoting one, just like I talked about those helmets. But it's a tougher business. It's a tougher business. I think, we've got I'm going to show you our compensation plan. We've got a multiple level compensation plan. You never have to take advantage of it. You can make full-time money just referring our services. But ask yourself, if you came across a business who had an opportunity that you want to pursue and couldn't get approved for funding at their bank, then you can get them the best offer. See, one of the secrets I didn't share is our partnership with Bank Breezy. When they fill out that form, we find them the best funding offer from all the online funders. So it's just like when you go to Travelocity and you type in where you're flying to, and it shows you Delta's price and Southwest price and this price and that price and this one and this one. When our customer fills out the form there, we find them the best offer for funding. So not only do you get them an offer, we get them the best offer that's available. Isn't that awesome? Same thing with our payment processing. Okay, we find them the best processor for their type of business and the risks they're in. So it's a fabulous opportunity for customers to deal with us. And we've got over 50,000 agents who've joined us nationwide, yet we're just scratching the surface, right? We need some more dedicated serious agents in your town. There's thousands of businesses in your town. We say promote to your natural market. So if you learn that funding exists, could you mention to a business owner, hey, if you ever have an opportunity you want to pursue and you need working capital and your bank might be great, but if they can't help you, we probably can. There's no cost to apply and see what you're worth, see what you can get. You want to fill out a form? That's it. Hey, your payment processing, if we can get you all the same equipment, but take your payment processing fees down from a couple percent to zero, wouldn't you rather have a couple percent of your sales every month in your pocket? Rather, if you want us to give you a free quote, we're happy to do so. Hey, did you have employees during COVID? Yeah. Did you keep them on? Oh, did you get your credit back yet? What credit? Oh, we can get your credit. We can find out what you're eligible for. No cost up front. We don't charge you until you get your credit from the government. Isn't that cool? That's really cool. Hey, you have employees, you're paying for healthcare. Is the cost skyrocketing? We can offer you a way to get them better coverage at a lower price. You want to check it out? Talk to one of our experts. I'm happy to talk to you. Could you do that? Can you get out there and speak to your natural market about that? If so, some are going to say yes. Many will say, no, thanks. I don't need a helmet. But some will say, heck yeah, I want to expand. Heck yeah, I got employees that love to get that credit. I didn't know anything about it. Heck yeah, I'd love to keep that extra 2%. I'm doing $100,000 a month in my little donut shop, and I got to pay $3,000 a month to some processor. I'd rather that $3,000 go in my home college fund. Right? Yeah, we would too. Same with all these services. So can you refer them and get paid? Yes, you can. Now you may say, no, I can't. I wouldn't want to even offer a helmet to a skateboarder. Okay, then we're not for you. Being a business owner may not be for you. So maybe you want to be in other products or services. But as I get into the compensation plan, ask yourself, do you think you could refer some good services? That's really what you're doing, is referring good services and getting paid significantly to do it. All right, let's talk compensation for a moment. In our services, we have bonuses and we have residual. You know what bonuses are. They're one-time commissions. You get one time. Okay, residual is through infinity, over and over. That's a bad infinity. It's been a while since I took math. Okay, I think that's infinity. That's perpetual, evergreen, month over month over month for the life of the customer. This is what we want you to have, passive residual income. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say you had a mortgage that's $3,000 a month. And you say that's an expensive mortgage. And let's say you're only making, not only, but let's say you're making $10,000 a month. That's 30% of your income is your mortgage. You say, man, that's expensive. Well, what if we could show you a way to get this to 20,000? Now your mortgage just became only 15% of your income. Right? So it's not about how to lower your monthly bills. Sometimes it is, but sometimes you can't. But what you can do is increase your monthly residual income so your bills become a lower percentage. And then you have more luxuries and more freedoms, because your car payment, it may be $350 or $400 a month, and that may be a certain percentage of your income. But when you double your income, that percentage falls. That $400 doesn't feel as hard, right? So we want to get you bonuses, which is now money, but which is important for businesses. We want to get you making profit, but our real drive is to get your residual income to match or exceed your current job income. That's been a goal of mine since 1991, when I saw this type called residual income. I was a General Motors employee, and someone said, David, you can make residual income. And one day, could you imagine if you were making more residually than in your part-time business than you are in your job? And I said, I'm going for it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to take evenings and weekends. Labor Day, I was working, right? It was like, that's my time to pursue my passion, my business, right? I work full-time on my job while I work part-time on my fortune, right? So that's what I was working on. And I said, one day I'll be able to quit General Motors. And my wife at the time, she was like supportive and said, you do what you got to do. Weekends, we were doing trainings. Evenings, I was doing trainings and meeting with prospective customers in the evening. After I went to General Motors during the day, I did what I had to do. And you know what? A few months later, all of a sudden, my residual passive income had matched my General Motors income. And then I got to have that option of, do I need to stay in this GM job? Or what could I do if I pursued my business full time? And in 1991, I gave my little magnetic ID card for General Motors headquarters here in Michigan. I gave that back to the security guard, and I said, well, I've resigned, of course, but that last day when I handed that to him, he shook my hand. I saw him every morning. He shook my hand. He said, congratulations, that's awesome. And you know what he did? He came out and checked out the business opportunity. He didn't join, but he looked, because he said, this man is quitting his job at General Motors, and he's a young man to do this business. What's going on? And many of the people I worked with ended up joining. Some of them are still involved in our business. So if you look at this here, what could this be? Now, that business I told you about, we were marketing overpriced products. I didn't know it. We were front loading people, meaning we were telling people when they got started, they had to invest $5,000, just like I was told. It was that's a small investment for a business. Buy $5,000 worth of product. But over time, I started realizing, wait a minute, that's how I'm making most of my money, is all the new reps starting at $5,000. It started to bother me. And I said, I don't want to have anyone else start with 5,000 and I get a percentage of that, because they're not selling the product and they're not making any money. They're excited for a month and I make money on them. And I started realizing my customer was really the new reps, and it bothered me. And so fortunately, some friends of mine started a company. It was only $500. And I said, I could do that. $500 now. Of course they can make $500. And they weren't buying expensive products. They were just paying a fee to join. So I joined that business with them, and we moved over and we were building that company. I had a lot of success with them. And then over a period of time, I realized most people never make their $500 back either. And I got paid $240 of that $500. When someone in my team started at $500, I started feeling guilty about that. Nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong. The company's still doing well. They do almost $1 billion a year in sales and have since 1993. So they're doing very well. But I wasn't doing well because I started getting to the point where I can't recruit people to pay a $500 fee and make $240 on my team when I know that they may not make it. And I said, what if you could do it for free? What if we did all the same stuff, market great services, pay great residual income, pay great bonuses, but not charge the reps anything and not generate 90% of the pay going out come from new reps spending a fee? See, I think current pay plans and current companies out there, the way they try to make their pay plan work, they charge so much for products, they make them incapable of being sold because they got to have a high pay plan. And so now you got to sell a meal replacement shake for $90 when you can get one at Costco for $18. It makes no sense. How is the average person going to sell a vitamin and mineral for $65 when you can get it at CVS, the same mineral, for $19.95? It's hard to do. You eventually go, well, I'll just buy it myself to qualify. No, that sickens me. And hopefully it sickens you. And we're going to change that. The whole industry has got to move to low price products. If it's a commodity, make it a commodity. Our funding, we market the lowest price funding available. It's expensive, but we find that flights are expensive. But Travelocity finds you the best flight. They don't determine the flight cost. They just do the search and find you the offer. We just do the search and find you the offer. We don't determine what these banks charge or these funding partners charge. We just find the best offer for the client, right? So we bring the best product to the customer and get paid a smaller amount because of that. But when you can generate a lot of customers, you can make a lot of money by helping a lot of people. Bonuses. Do you know that on the funding, you make on average 4% of the funded amount? Now it's what we call 40. You make 40 to 80% of the bonus revenue we get. You make 40 to 80% of it. What we get, the bonus revenue, you make 40 to 80%, what we call bonus revenue. Okay. So it's usually about 4% of the funding. You help someone get 100,000, you make $4,000. You help someone get 10,000, you make $400. Make 4% on average, 4 to 8% or 40% of the bonus revenue. On ERCs, you make 50% of the bonus revenue, so which is about 5% of the credit. You help someone get $100,000 credit from the government, you make $5,000. We had someone help someone get an $800,000 credit the other day. 800 times 5% is what? 40 grand. We have people right now making checks with 5 figures in them in a week, like a check with a comma, 2 numbers, and then a comma, and then 3 numbers for one client, for helping one client. There's some significant money that can be earned in bonuses. Now, the only products we have with bonuses are funding and ERCs with upfront bonuses. Everything else you saw on the board is residual. Now, here you make 40% to 80% of bonus revenue on funding. Bonus revenue, again, is about similar to the product profit we make on it. On ERCs, you make 50% of bonus revenue right now, 40 to 50, but right now we're running at average incentive where it's only 50. You don't have to follow this completely. Just know that there's big numbers here. You help someone get 50 grand, you're going to make about 2 grand. You don't have to be licensed. You referred them. This is why people come to us and they just act as referral partners. They just refer businesses who need funding and let the experts take over. And then they get this check the day after they're funded. Do you know if someone applies today and they're funded tomorrow, you're paid the next day? They apply today, they're usually funded the next day, same day or next day. Sometimes it's a few days because we got to get their bank statements from them, their checking account statements. But as soon as they get us everything, we give them an offer within 1 business day generally, sometimes 2 if it's a harder client, but nothing like 2 months like a mortgage. We're talking about under a week, and 1 to 2 days is the average. And you're paid the next day. Someone gets 50,000. You want to get a check Friday? Refer someone tomorrow. Get started tonight for free. Refer someone tomorrow. They get a funding Thursday. You're paid Friday. It's that quick. Okay. Residual on all those other services, every single month, you get paid from 20 to 50% of what we call the residual revenue. Okay. That's our profit on the deal, the residual revenue. You make 20 to 50% of that. As you get more personal customers, you get to the point where you're making 50. Okay, so this is your bonus now money, and this is your residual. What we want to build this over time passively. Imagine if you were doing $10,000 in residual revenue. It's $10,000 in residual revenue you're generating for the company. You're going to be making 50% of it. You'll be making $5,000 a month residually. So again, you don't have to understand all the details, just understand the concepts. But here's where it gets really good. This is your personal commissions. This is you. What makes this super exciting is our expansion plan is we want to give you an incentive to be like a business owner. See, this requires you do work. When you have your residual built, you can take time off. You get paid your residual either way because the customers are already there. But bonuses are on new customers, right? So, but what's interesting is we allow you to refer others. Do you know anyone else who'd love to be an entrepreneur? You can refer them. There's no cost to them. They have the same pay plan you do. They don't make less because you told them about it. You refer them. Those are what we call personally enrolled agents. So you've got your pay plan. They have the same pay plan. But you know what's interesting? We'll give you between 10 and 50% of their personal commissions we'll pay you. If you refer me and you help me make $1,000 a month in personal commissions, you're going to make 10 to 50% of that. Of the bonus. I'm sorry, these are of the bonus. Residually, you make between 20 and 50%. So on the residual side, 20 to 50%. Okay, of the personally enrolled agents, of what they earn. If you refer this one and they're making $10,000 a month, you're making $2,000 minimum a month by helping them. They started for free. Now we could charge a $5,000 fee and pay you $2,000 of it and have nobody join. And have most people quit, and you get paid one time, yay, and then not produce anything. Or we can give you a percentage of their success. And we say, hey, you help them do well. They're not going to make less because you're here first. They're not paying you this. We're paying you this. We're paying them the same pay plan you already saw, and we're paying them this. I'm sorry, we're paying you this. That's called your personally enrolled agents. Now, again, if you have, let's just say you have 10 people you personally enrolled, and they're all averaging $1,000 a month, and you're at the 20% level, you're making $200 a month times 10, you're making $2,000 a month just by having 10 personally enrolled people making $1,000 a month. Okay, what about that person I mentioned did $800,000 credit? And they're making whatever. Then let's just say they make 20 grand. It's more than that, 20 grand, and you make a percentage of the bonus of 10 to 50% of what they made because you referred them. So you can see how exciting it is. Now there's some limitations on some things. There's some things that are cut in half when people get certain ranks and stuff. But the bottom line is you get the concept. Now those are personally enrolled. But you know what's interesting? That's your personally enrolled team. Are they limited? Can they refer people? Yeah, they can. What if this person here recruits a nice team of 17 people? That's called your extended referral network. What about this person? They introduce 3. That's your extended referral network. And what about that one? What if they introduce one who introduced one who introduced one? That's what we call your extended ripple effect. You get paid on all of it. You can get paid on all of it. You can get paid from 25% to 50% of what they earn. 25 to 50% of what they earn. Again, so if you there's people who make a couple $1,000s a week in overrides on people just on the new production they do. There's some who make more than that. But the bottom line is, if you got a team here that's growing, and you get 20, just look at it this way, you make 25% of whatever they earn in personal commissions, minimum through 7 levels, 7 generations, 25% of what they make minimum. You could have thousands of people in your team or dozens. But if you have dozens of people, let's just say you had 100 people who are making $1,000 a month. Maybe you have 500 in your team, but you have 100 making $1,000 a month. That's $100,000 a month they're earning in commissions. If you're making 25% of it, you're making $25,000 a month. You see, it doesn't take a team. In most companies, like with pay plans like this, you see, well, if you had 5 who recruited 5, recruited 5, who recruited 5, who recruited 5, and on your 7th level, you have 78,125 people, and they all were just buying the auto ship of $100, you can expect to make 12 grand. and you got to have 90,000 people all ordering $100 of overpriced stuff. I think that's setting people up for failure. Big excitement, big failure. We're going to have a lot of people who don't make a dime here. We will, but they won't lose a dime. We're going to have a lot of people who don't make a dime here, but you're not going to make a penny on them before they do make a dime. See, in most companies, you make $1 before they make a dime. Here, you don't make a dime until they make $1. But if you help them make $1, you make a quarter. That's what our business model is. After doing this for many years and realizing the things that maybe not sleep well at night, I realized you can have the great exponential growth without all the guilt. You can have the great exponential growth with products and services that actually customers would want. You don't have to just have something for the internal consumers only, the internal reps only to buy to qualify. You don't have to sell milkshakes at $90 to create a comp plan. If we were to sell milkshakes, we'd be as cheap or cheaper than Costco because there's still profit in it. We just pay out less. But I'd rather you be able to get 100 customers because the product is priced right than not be able to get any. That's how our ID Protect is. Every product we have, our ID Protect costs less than LifeLock. It costs less than Costco. That's our ID Protect product. If we're going to market it, we want it to be able to be comparable with the best value. Our healthcare, I looked at about 60 healthcare companies. This is the first one that I've used myself, that I put my family on. We left Cigna Health Insurance to get on this plan, and we're saving over $7,000 a year and have a lower deductible and have better coverage. I have a hypertension, a lisinopril. Lisinopril is my high blood pressure medication. With Cigna, it costs me $38 every 90 days. With this, it's free. So I'm saving that as well. We don't market garbage. We market the best, or we don't market it. We only want great services, or we don't market it. Can you get your hands around something like that? On top of that, we have other perks. As you build teams, we incent you to build teams, successful teams. We teach you how to do it, and we successfully incent you with perks. You can get a car allowance of $400 to $1,000 a month. You can get expense accounts of $1,000 to $2,000 a month. You can even qualify for revenue sharing by building certain teams, certain performance levels. You can get revenue sharing of the entire company. You can earn overrides on everything the entire company does. You can even earn our top rank and get equity, ownership of our company by building a team and producing with us. We're a giving group, but we're performance-based. We don't look at your education, we look at your performance. We don't look at your gender, we look at your performance. We don't look at your color, we look at your performance. We don't look at your age, we look at your performance. The computer promotes you, not me. If you don't produce, you don't get promoted. It doesn't matter if you went to Harvard. If you produce, it doesn't matter if you never graduated high school. Are you going to have integrity and produce? Then you can rock and roll here. Now, we have training to teach you how to win, because in our business, it goes like this. Let's say you bought a McDonald's. Let's say you want to open a hamburger restaurant. You can do it your own way, and most fail. So let's say you introduce someone. There's an old thing called whisper down the lane. Let's say someone knew 100% on how to build this business, and they recruited one person. You know, the experts say you retain about 7 to 10% of what you hear. But in this example, we're going to say they were really smart. They retain half. So they're taught everything, and they keep half of it. Look, good for them. But they introduce someone who they're brilliant as well. They get half. And they introduce someone. And let's say they get around half, 12%. So this is the correct information. It's not that they only know 12% of the correct information. The problem is they don't know, and the 88%, the other information, they're trying and they're failing. And then they introduce you. And they mean well and love you, but they only know 12% of the correct information. We don't want you or success to be dependent on who introduced you. Just like we don't want you to have to be a superstar to build a performing team. We don't want you to have to be super know-it-all to be able to recruit good people. So what we said is, let's put our training system right here, where it's 100% of the information. And we say, it doesn't matter if you're brand new or somewhere in between, everyone goes directly to the source for the training information. And we call this the DAC success system. And you can get it online, cloud system 24/7. We're actually launching an app We're building it out right now. We partnered with an app development company who's done this for billion-dollar companies, and they're building a marketing app for you with tools built right in. You'll be able to share commercials right from your app and track which one's been open, how long they watched it. You want to share it to a business owner, you'll be able to see, did they open it? Did they watch it? Did they look at it a second time? You'll be able to see all that. Not only that, if you're building your team, you want to refer videos and trainings, it'll have a CRM built into it where you can track all your customers. And so you can follow up with your customers, create follow-ups. This is all built in, and all your training right here in your app. What are we charging you for this? It's not free to us, but it's free to you. We're not charging you for that. Again, we put our money where our mouth is. If you don't make a dime, we don't make a penny. If you make a dime, we make a penny. DAC makes about 10% of the revenue you generate. That's what we make. If you make zero, we're supporting you. We're giving you websites. We're giving you an app. We pay per member. We're giving you and giving you and giving you because we know 20% of you are going to rock and roll at this. And the 80% who don't, maybe they'll come back one day and will, or maybe they'll know someone who does. And maybe you introduce me and I'm a dud, and I introduce Tina and Tina's a dud, but Tina introduces Leslie and Leslie's a stud, and Leslie rock and rolls and build a big group. We'd rather meet Leslie than say, oh, Dave, you have to invest 5,000. Tina, you have to invest 500. We wouldn't have got them. And we would never meet Leslie. We think everyone is either a link or a leader. And when they're a link to someone, we don't cut me out. We don't cut Tina out. We say, Tina, you're missing out on a lot of commissions on Leslie. Go get some customers to qualify. Dave, you're missing out. Go get some customers. Come on. You help refer, but we're performance-based. And the training teaches you how. So, just like if you were to buy McDonald's or anything else, there's stability in systems. There's no performance guarantee. You don't succeed just because you buy a McDonald's. You got to show up every day. But if you buy a McDonald's and if you follow their system and if you do it their way, you're going to make successful business and you're going to work your tail off. If you join here for free, and if you follow our training, if you plug into the system, if you do it the way the system teaches, if you don't come off as salesy, but instead you're coming off as a servant, you want to help people, you want to honor God the way we want to honor God, you want to help offer support to businesses and consumers, and you don't mind getting paid to do it, then you can make a significant pay here. And if you want to build a team of go-getter performers who have integrity, anybody you know who've ever had a home-based business who didn't make it, man, let's give them a new lifeline. Let's give them a chance to do it with us. Anyone, I got college, a daughter is starting college, got 6 kids. 4 are beyond college. The last 2 are, one started college today, one starting their senior year in high school. I want nothing more than for everyone in that college out there in Phoenix, Arizona, to know about this business because I know it can be such a blessing for them. So yeah, you can bet I'm going to help build a team out there. I'm not forcing my daughter to do it. If she wants to, she can. I'm not going to build something for her, and I'm not going to build it for you, but I'm going to offer the support that you need. And if you step in and you do your part, you win. But regardless of what I say, there's always 3 types of people. The first type are not interested. That may be you. You've probably left already. If you weren't interested, you're not interested. Second part of think, maybe you're not sure yet. And the third type of people say, yes, you could have stopped when you showed me funding and your business services. Oh my gosh, I can market this stuff. I know so many businesses and consumers who could benefit from this. I need to refer and tell. And the cool thing about business funds, they're like mortgages. If someone doesn't need one today, it doesn't mean they're not going to need one in the future. As you get the word out to businesses, about 40% of businesses out there could use working capital today. Imagine if 40% of the homeowners need a mortgage today. What a giant industry mortgage would be. 40% of businesses could use working capital. 80% are not approvable at their bank. If you can get approved at your bank, you should. It's better pricing. But if you can't, we don't want you to have to say no to opportunities. We want you to at least know money's available. You can decide whether you want it or not. I don't believe in debt. I'm a debt-free person. DAC's debt-free. But I do believe in leveraging revenue to drive businesses. If I had a big opportunity I wanted to pursue and didn't have the money to do it myself, I would borrow money in a second if I knew I could produce more than the cost of that capital. It's called leverage. So Not interested, maybe, or yes. If you're number one, thanks for coming. Maybe check out the healthcare or the Protect service. If you know any business owners, tell whoever referred you, they thought highly of you. We say only recruit people you think highly of. Give them an opportunity, but you don't want to waste time with people. So invest in people who are performance-based. So thank them for referring you. If you're a maybe or think about a yes, I'd say this. Stick around. We're going to go through 4 steps of getting started here. I'm going to go through them real quick. I've got them written right here. I'm just going to say them. They're super. They're quick. And you can get started. Then we're going to take a break because we have a 9 o'clock training tonight. Our healthcare partner is coming on to do a healthcare training. We do that the first Tuesday of every month. So here's the 4 steps of getting started. 1, join or get started. It's free. Whoever referred you is going to give you their link. You need an invitation code to join. It's free, but you need an invitation code. So they're going to send you to davidallencapital.com/partner/free. You can watch the video that goes into more details of our funding and all our products. But the bottom line is you don't have to know a whole lot more than what you've seen tonight. Number 2 is get trained. Why would that matter? It's kind of like saying, buy a McDonald's, but don't get trained. It'd be foolish. You know one thing, can I help you? And how to clean up the trash in the parking lot, but you don't know their system. So get trained before you start building the business. So many people a month after they hear go, hey, do we do funding for such and such? I'm like, they haven't watched the basic training. Hey, can I get someone a loan for their mortgage at their home? They haven't even gone through the basic training. Okay. It's like saying, hey, do we make plain broiled or not at McDonald's? McDonald's would fire you in a second, right? So we want you to get trained. Follow the proven system. It's not proven if you don't use it. You're going to get a welcome email. From that welcome email, you're going to have links to all of your websites as well as your training. Pick the services you want to lead with and start getting trained on those first. If you need now money, bonus money, that's funding in ERCs. In fact, ERCs, it takes 6 months. Because we don't get paid until they get their credit, and they don't get their credit for about 6 months from the IRS. So if you need now money or want to make money this Friday, funding is the only product that has immediate commission. So that's step 2 is get trained. Step 3 is get going. Well, that's important. So why do we even have to say that? Because a lot of people do these and never do this. They know it, but don't show it. So, hey, I understand helmets are good for skateboarders, but I feel it's interrupting those kids out there. If I own a race BMX park, I feel it's interrupting saying you need a helmet. Okay, then being a business BMX track owner is not for you. Selling skateboards is not for you. Being a business owner is not for you if you don't want to get going. Getting going. Imagine buying a Subway restaurant and saying, I'm afraid of customers, though. I don't want to open the doors. They're already going to McDonald's and Taco Bell. I feel like I'm putting pressure on them to shop at my Subway if I turn my lights on and open my doors. No, they either want your product or they don't. Deliver a great service and they'll come to yours instead of there. Sometimes they're going to choose McDonald's, but other times they're going to choose your Subway because when they come in, it's clean, it's refreshing. You're excited to see them. You're glad to serve the community. You're honoring God in your business. You're doing the right things. They're going to keep coming back. You treat them like crap, they won't come back. Same thing here. Same thing here. You don't know the product and you're going, yeah, I think we do that. They're not going to get funding through you. Yeah, I think I know about mortgages. Do you need a mortgage? Yeah, I'm a real estate agent. I think you can sell a home that's a rental property. I'm not really sure, though. Let me find out. I don't know. Are you going to use that real estate agent? Are you going to use the person who doesn't understand their business? We'll teach you what you need to refer, who to refer, and how to answer the questions you're going to get. There's like 10 questions you get on every product. That's it. We're going to teach you the answers for those. Once you know that, you know more than most business owners or consumers about our product. And then you let the experts handle all the specific unique ones. But you get going. And step 4, after you've gotten going to launch your agency, is get positioned. Get positioned means, I'm just going to abbreviate it. Get positioned. We have something called amped up. Amped up. Remember I said you make 40 to 80% of the bonus revenue on fundings, or 48% of the funded amount. That is based on whether you're amped up or not. Amped up happens when you acquire customers. When you get funding customers of certain sizes, you become amped up. And now you're at a higher pay grade. on your personal commissions and on your personally enrolled bonuses. And then if you get another client within 30 days, you're amped to another level. So it's a persistency and consistency bonus that if you get a client every 30 days, you stay amped up and you stay then maximizing your personal commission and your personal enroller bonuses. But if you don't do that, you miss out on a higher amount for the same work. I'd rather pay you the highest amount for the work you do. So number one, join, it's free, get their link. Number two, get yourself trained. Your welcome letter will point your way. Number three, after train, get going. You don't get going first. After train, get going. I mean, you could say, hey, I just got in business funding. I'm just learning about it. I'm brand new. I'm working with an experienced agent. If you ever need funding to grow your business, let me know. I can put you in touch with the agent I'm working with, the experts, but I'm still learning. It's okay to be honest. Tell someone you're learning. You don't have to play an expert when you're not. We've got experts. And get positioned. And when I say experts, our business funding experts have talked to over 1,000 clients each who've gotten funded. They've heard every question you can imagine. When you talk about payment processing, we've signed up thousands of customers. When you talk about ERCs, thousands of customers, hundreds of millions of dollars back in ERCs. These are real experts, not just someone given the expert name. Join now, get trained, get going, and get yourself positioned. And the last thing I'll say is this. We have something called the Trailblazer. You know, you can imagine our business expands by getting leaders who go, man, I'm going to take this serious and I'm going to build a small team of 10 or 15 people who really rock and I'm going to help them. And then you have someone else build a team of 10 to 15 who really rock and I'm going to help them. That's what we call a trailblazer. And they say, teach me the system, man. I'll open up Vermont. I'll open up New York. I'll open up Colorado. I'll open up. And they start by dominating their local market. They monopolize their local marketplace. There's no one doing business funding in your state right now, except your local bank. A lot of our clients come from local banks they have to say no to. Become the leader for your market. And when everyone in your town, at your chamber of commerce and everyone, when they think business funding, they should think of you. And then you'll get clients every month. And it'll be a significant impact maker for your town because they don't know about revenue-based funding right now. And if they do, they're only hearing about it from a telemarketer calling from New York or Miami, and they're being sold the most expensive product available at the biggest commissions. We put them into a search engine, finds them one stop, best offer. And we present it to the client, the best offer. We never sell them. We never close them. We offer it and we answer questions about it. If it's not the right fit, they say no, and we're okay with it. 20% of the businesses we offer a funding to say no, thanks. But you know what? Over 80%, we get them an approval offer. That's huge. Get started with us, become a trailblazer. And if you want to be a trailblazer, raise your hand, tell the people who referred you, you want to be a trailblazer. Now, so what we're going to do, we're going to take a break. We're going to go to a slideshow. It's going to start at 9 o'clock Eastern. So go get a drink of water. I'm going to put this real quick on just my screen, but we're super excited you watched. If you want to be an entrepreneur, no better way to give it a try than with us. But I say, put your feet in, say, I'm not just trying, I'm making this happen. This makes too much sense. As you get trained, there'll be ups and downs. There'll be an emotional roller coaster, but we're here to help you through it. Just like every diet, just like every meal plan, just like every workout, everyone can succeed who sticks with it. And we're here to help you succeed. God bless you. Thank you for watching. Go get a break, go get a drink of water, go get a break, get with the person who referred you, they'll get you started. And we'll be back at 9 o'clock for our health share training. I'm just going to keep this Zoom live for our health share training starting at 9 o'clock Eastern. Tyler, I'm going to stop sharing on YouTube and then restart at 9 so we don't have that edit cut to worry about. I'm going to turn this video off for a moment, guys, and my audio will